Okay, let's unpack this. We've got a really fascinating stack of sources on our desk today, and we're doing a deep dive into this romantic thriller called The Secret He Keeps.
Right.
Our mission basically is to go beyond just, the plot summary and really pull out the most compelling nuggets of knowledge, the insights that these materials offer about the story, the characters, all the themes kind of swirling underneath.
And what jumps out immediately looking at these sources is that hook. It's really effective. They point out how the story just sets up this feeling of everyday calm, almost mundane, before just shattering it.
Totally. We meet Ava. She's a graphic designer, got her routine, seems settled. But the sources say she's dreaming of something more, a better job, a better story, a better love. It's very relatable, almost sleepy.
Exactly. And that setup, the sources really emphasize this, makes Daniel's arrival feel even more, well, jarring.
Right. This total stranger just sits down opposite her in this quiet cafe on Oak Street and seems to see right through her, saying, "You always look a little sad."
Yeah, it's disarming and intimate and immediately throws you off balance. Sets up that sense of the unknown right away.
The materials suggest this isn't just some random meet cute. It's the first sign that her ordinary life is anything but. That little observation, it kind of hints at a history she doesn't even know about herself,
Precisely. And then comes the real kicker.
which the sources flags the big aha moment, the turning point.
Yeah.
She asks about his notebook, he just slides it over.
And inside, yeah, it's not just sketches and maps. There's a photo of her. And he admits it. I didn't meet you by accident.
There's a reason I'm here, a reason I found you. Chills.
Mm-hmm. And this is where the sources say those central questions just hit you full force. Why is Daniel there? What is this massive secret he's holding on to?
And maybe the scariest part, why is someone else looking for Ava?
Yeah, the materials underline that. This is the exact moment the story pivots from just a mysterious encounter to like a genuine threat. Her whole existence is suddenly on the line.
It just completely flips everything you thought you knew about this quiet woman in the cafe. And that disorientation, based on the sources, is really crucial for understanding how Ava reacts next.
Exactly. The sources spend some time detailing her thoughts after that meeting. Just spiraling. Fear, confusion, deep distrust. Is this guy dangerous? Is he lying? Or is this completely impossible story somehow true?
You could feel that psychological whiplash the materials talk about.
Yeah.
Your whole reality just getting dismantled in, what, an hour?
Right. And then the story drops the first real clue that maybe, just maybe, Daniel isn't making it all up. A detail the sources highlight because it's so personal, so clever.
A message.
The message, yeah. Meet me where the stars fell. You'll understand.
And it's not just some random code she has to crack for days. She gets it instantly.
Because it connects directly to this forgotten memory, right?
Yeah.
Her dad, the old observatory, a meteor shower when she was a kid. He called it the night the stars fell. The sources really stress the significance of that. Only someone who was there, someone who knew her deeply back then, would know that specific phrase. It instantly gives Daniel's claim some weight, even before he spills the beans. Taps into that whole idea of shared memory, even lost ones.
So that meeting at the observatory, the sources describe it as pretty heavy, somber. Daniel's demeanor, his first line.
You don't remember me, do you? Just loaded with years of, well, searching and hoping.
And it's fascinating how the materials point out he uses actual objects to unlock her past, like the locket.
Yes, the locket. Gold, worn, and inside a photo of two kids, her and him.
And that's the core reveal the sources pinpoint for this section. Daniel lays it all out. Her real name, the accident, this terrible fire that wiped out her childhood, Her adoption when she was 7.
The memory damage from it all, how she got a completely new life, new identity, and he tells her he's been looking for her for over a decade.
Because of a promise he made.
Promise to her mother, who, plot twist, is still alive, but in hiding.
That raises a really interesting point. The sources touch on what is identity if your past is just gone. They highlight how Ava's identity is tied up not just in her own fractured memory, but in Daniel's memory of her. His search is almost an act of giving her history back to her.
But it's not just about finding her. There's a reason her mom's hiding, a reason for the fire. The sources say the people who started it, they weren't random. They were after something specific.
Something her family had.
Exactly. And now they think Ava has it, or knows where it is.
And that something is a code.
A code, yeah. Hidden in a painting her father made just before he died. And this code holds the key to something powerful and dangerous.
Okay, so her head must be spinning. The sources mention dizziness, this feeling of unreality.
Oh, absolutely. But interestingly, alongside that, the sources note this growing sense of calm when she's with Daniel, a trust. Like, even without the memories, some part of her recognizes him, feels that connection.
And his line, I was your best friend, your protector, maybe more if time had been kind.
Oof. Yeah, that resonates. The sources flag that as crucial, establishing the depth of their lost bond for the reader, making you root for them. It sets the stage perfectly for what comes next.
The code and the chase. She gets home, still reeling, but now she has a purpose. The sources say she immediately looks at that locket again.
And notices something tiny on the back. A symbol. Star with 3 dots.
And here the sources highlight how the narrative uses objects again. She recognizes that symbol.
From the painting, the only painting she kept from her childhood, it's on the back. The sources frame this as more than just plot convenience. It's like the past, leaving these little markers, these almost faded connections to guide her back.
So she follows the breadcrumb, finds a loose flap on the canvas.
And hidden inside, a piece of paper. Sketch of a house looks like a map, and that cryptic sequence, EVA 174 X21 Lions ING.
Finally, a concrete clue. But the sources say that moment of discovery is cut short.
Instantly, Daniel bursts in, totally out of breath. They've been traced, followed. Game over for the quiet investigation.
The chase is on.
Absolutely. The pacing just floors it here, according to the sources. They're moving fast, sticking to shadows. Ava just grabs the paper instinctively.
And the escape.
Black motorcycle waiting. Tense ride out of the city, heading for this old abandoned farmhouse Daniel knows. A temporary refuge.
Okay, so they get a moment to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
And Daniel starts working on the code.
Right. In the farmhouse, he figures it out. The sources explain it's a message from her father, pointing them towards something called the Lion's Eye.
Which is a drive, a file.
Seems like it, a drive or a secret file, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And the contents, based on what Daniel tells Ava in the sources, are pretty explosive.
Like what?
Data, information about illegal government tests, things they did in secret, things that could destroy reputations, careers, lives.
Okay, wow. So that's what her father was involved in. The sources say this connects directly back to his old job, explains the fire, why people are still hunting for this thing.
Exactly. And the sources also clarify why Ava lost her memory and ended up adopted. She was hurt in the fire, unconscious, suffered brain trauma causing the memory loss. They adopted her out for her own safety, basically thinking her original family was gone or couldn't protect her.
So the current threat is these same people found the trail again. They think Ava has the key now.
Pretty much. They believe she either has the Lion's Eye or knows where it is.
And Daniel's role becomes even more critical here, right? The sources mention he doesn't just know about the past.
He remembers it vividly. And crucially, he has a matching map from that Lion's Eye code. His motivation gets clear, too. He tells Ava She saved him when they were kids, made him believe in good. He feels like he owes her everything.
He transforms from mystery man to, well, her rock, her protector.
And the sources emphasize a big shift in Ava around this time, too. Those walls she built up, they start coming down. The danger, Daniel's presence, it forges this intense bond. The sources describe her feeling something stronger than fear, not just survival, but love.
That's a huge turning point. The secret isn't just his anymore. It's theirs. The fight is theirs.
Which leads them straight to Norcross Glen. The sources use the journey itself to build their connection, with Daniel sharing memories of her parents' brilliant father, fierce mother, softened by love for Ava.
And Norcross Glen itself, the village.
Portrayed as kind of forgotten, sleepy. Finding the house from the painting is a big moment. It's overgrown, hidden, but the sources say it feels like home to Ava, even without the memories, which really underscores that deep instinctual tie to her past, a key theme when you're dealing with lost identity.
Inside the house, attic chest, papers, photos.
Echoes of the life she lost. And then taped under the lid, the flash drive. The lion's eye, they found it.
Finally. But the sources make it clear, this victory lap is short.
Very short, like seconds, because right then they hear it. Car engines, gravel crunching, voices outside.
Oh no, found again.
The tension just spikes. Daniel's reaction, according to the sources, instant, sharp, run.
But Ava doesn't just run this time, does she? The sources highlight something she does.
Yeah, she takes ownership, grabs the drive from Daniel, shoves it in her boot before they kick open the back door and bolt into the woods.
Smart move. And then
Right.
Gunfire.
Oh, yeah. Full-on chase through the trees. And Daniel gets hit, arm bleeding.
They find cover.
Temporarily, by a creek, footsteps nearby. It's intense. The sources paint this as a really pivotal moment for them. He's hurt, vulnerable, still trying to protect her.
And Ava. She does something impulsive.
She kisses him. And the sources describe it vividly, not gentle, but full of fear and fire and something deeper. It's like sealing their pact.
Her words afterwards. We finished what my father started. Together.
Exactly. It cements everything. This isn't just about uncovering her past anymore. It's about fighting for their future together.
So they escape that immediate danger and head back to the city to find this contact, Felix.
Right. Felix, Daniel's tech guy, digital recovery expert. Though the sources mention Daniel's a bit hesitant now, trusting anyone feels risky.
Understandable. So Felix gets to work on the drive.
Yeah, and the sources delve a bit into the tech challenge high encryption. But then the data starts coming through, and it's huge. Not just a few files, a full archive.
Oh, no.
Powerful people, politicians, judges, CEOs, dozens of them, all connected somehow to this operation called Orpheus.
Orpheus. Daniel recognizes the name.
He's heard whispers, classified projects supposedly shut down after her father vanished, but clearly the sources show it's very much alive and kicking.
And the decrypted data, what does it show?
Damning stuff. Conversations, payments, proof of illegal activities, even a coded video message from Ava's father. He knew they were coming for him.
Felix warns them, right? Accessing this will trigger alarms.
Yep, it'll alert them. But the sources show Ava's transformation is basically complete by now. She's done running. Her response, let them know we're not hiding anymore.
Wow. Reclaiming her power.
Totally. But that defiance, as the sources detail, has immediate consequences. Red flashing screen they're traced, doors burst open, gunfire, chaos.
Daniel yells for a backup drive.
Yeah, seems like Felix made a copy. And in a moment of, well, sacrifice, the sources say Felix shoves the second encrypted drive at Daniel. Take it, it's all here. Just before he's overwhelmed.
Oh, man. So Ava and Daniel barely escape.
Yeah, run for the stairwell, garage, speeding away under fire. They have the data, but they lost Felix. Brutal.
And the sources describe Ava after this, looking in a motel mirror.
Seeing a fighter, not the quiet graphic designer, clutching that heavy flash drive, her resolve is locked in. Expose the Orpheus Project. Bring them all down.
Okay, so they have the drive, the backup drive anyway, but they're exposed, lost an ally. Where do they go?
This leads into the next phase the sources cover, betrayal and finding a new path. They need someone who truly gets what Orpheus is. Daniel suggests the architect, her father's closest friend, if he's still alive.
So off to find him. Journey to a mountain cabin.
Right. And the place itself triggers another flicker of memory for Ava, adding more layers to her past resurfacing. Meeting the architect is tense. The sources describe his appearance scar, those frozen glass eyes, but he recognizes her. You have your father's eyes. Confirms he's someone who's waited a long time.
And his place is like a command center.
Pretty much. Maps, screens, security feeds everywhere. The sources say he built the system that helped him hide from them. He's the real deal, expertise-wise.
And he's the one who reveals the truly chilling truth about Orpheus.
According to the sources, yes, it goes way beyond blackmail. It's about replacement, creating doubles.
Doubles, like clones.
Biometric clones, psychological shadows, the sources quote him. Basically replacing powerful people with controllable copies to manipulate world events. It's terrifyingly ambitious.
That's insane. But then there's an even more personal twist, isn't there? The photo.
Oh, yeah. The architect shows them an old photo. Her dad, him, and her. But the date, years before she was born.
How is that possible?
It's not a her, it's the first version. A prototype Orpheus created using her mother's DNA after her father refused to help them.
So,
Ava.
the Ava we know.
She's the real deal, naturally born. But Orpheus, when she was born, assumed she was the second version, the successful clone they were trying to create. That's why they hunted her. They thought she was the clone, not the real daughter.
That completely redefines everything for her, her whole identity. The reason she's been chased her whole life without knowing it.
You'd think that would break someone. But the sources show Ava just gets stronger, more determined. We bring the truth to the world. We show them what Orpheus is.
So the plan becomes a global broadcast.
Synchronized release. Hit multiple platforms at once. They need a strong signal source. An abandoned satellite station seems perfect.
They head there, set everything up, generator, cables, drives, getting ready to push the button.
And right at that critical moment, the sources deliver the final gut-wrenching twist. The architect's expression changes.
He pulls out a beacon.
Yeah, he betrayed them, told them where they'd be. His reasoning, according to the sources, is chillingly cynical. He believes the world isn't ready, that people prefer comforting lies, that the truth will just get silenced or twisted. The world will do it for them.
Unbelievable. Did he bring them there to be caught?
He claims he didn't bring weapons, just the signal, a test maybe. He gives them a chance to run, but then sirens, vehicles, gunfire.
Another escape, the tower burning behind them.
A devastating betrayal. But the sources say it just reinforces Ava's resolve. We need a new plan. And Daniel's right there. We will find one. They still have the drive. No more waiting, no more hiding.
Which pushes them into the final act the sources detail. The final stand and its aftermath. They decide to go underground.
Right. Daniel knows someone, a contact from before everything went sideways, leads a group working in the shadows. People like them, the sources say. Burned, betrayed, but not broken.
So off to the desert. West. Forgotten train track.
Exactly. The entrance is hitting. Metal hatch in the sand. Specific knock to get in. It's like finding a whole secret world, a sanctuary.
And the community inside isn't what you'd expect.
No, not just stereotypical rebels. It's diverse. A woman with a scar, a kid sketching, a blind man reading logs by touch. It feels like real resilience, you know? They meet the leader, Rhea.
Describe her.
Tall, quiet, but with eyes that see everything. She sizes them up instantly. The girl with the drive. The man who kept the secret.
And her reaction to the data on the drive.
The sources say it's visceral. This has blood on it. She gets the weight of it.
So Ava and Daniel become part of this, learn the ropes.
Yeah, they live underground, map safe zones, record messages. Rhea trains Ava digital broadcasting, protecting the data, codes, how to disappear. Her warning is stark. Trust no one without scars. Experience stalking.
But Orpheus is still out there, hunting.
Relentlessly. The sources describe red circles appearing on maps, people vanishing, the net is closing in, they have to act fast. Final plan? Move in 2 days, split the drive data.
Safety and redundancy.
Daniel's all in. Only if we burn the whole lie to the ground.
Okay, the final transmission, Ava in the recording booth.
Tense setup. Microphone blinking red. Rhea's advice is key, the sources note. Don't try to convince them, just show them. Let the evidence speak for itself.
Then they launch it. Synchronized release.
From a van rigged with tech, jumping signals through canyons, Daniel driving, Ava handling the transmitter, signal connects.
And Ava's face appears. Everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Cafes, Times Square.
Globally, her voice cuts through. If you are hearing this, you were never meant to. What I'm about to share has been hidden, buried, denied. But now it's yours, she identifies herself. My name is Ava Reyes. My father worked for them. My brother died because of them.
Powerful stuff.
Then she hits them with the core message. But they forgot one thing. The truth doesn't need permission. It only needs a voice. And she plays it all. The labs, the scientists, the test subjects, the kids, the missing journalists, the satellite proof, everything.
The world sees Orpheus, but the counterattack must be immediate.
Brutal. Signal jamming, floodlights, trucks swarming, drones, agents opening fire on the van.
And Daniel? The sources mention a sacrifice.
His final act. He hits a manual override, tells Ava to take the drive, run to a relay post on the ridge, beam it to the backup server, keep the signal alive, then his van. It explodes.
Oh, God. But Ava makes it.
Running on pure adrenaline and grief, she makes the climb, reaches the post, plugs in the drive, signal connects, broadcast resumes, the full truth gets out. And by sunrise, the sources say, Ava's vanished into the chaos.
The aftermath. Global upheaval.
Total chaos described in the final chapter. Outrage, governments denying everything, but the proof is out there. Leaders start falling, investigations launch. But Orpheus isn't gone. New threats emerge. Ava has a choice. Run forever or fight.
And she chooses to fight. And Daniel.
He survived. The sources bring him back. We made it, he tells her. And her reply, we've sparked something, shows the shift. It's only the beginning.
So they don't just expose the secret, they plan to build something.
Exactly. Yeah. A network, truth tellers, safe houses, education centers, a whole movement based on the courage and honesty they fought for.
Wow.
The final thought in the sources is really poignant. Daniel's secret was about protecting her by hiding her. Now the truth is out. That kind of protection is over. Ava steps out into this changed world, ready to build, not just survive. The story isn't finished. It's just entered a whole new phase.
What a ride.
Yeah.
Seriously, tracing that path in the sources, from that quiet cafe moment to a global broadcast that shatters conspiracies, it's just incredible. You really see Ava's transformation from someone almost passive to this force, and Daniel's loyalty.
Oh, wow. And if you connect it back to the bigger themes the sources pull out, you've got so much there. The weight of secrets, the cost of truth, how memory, even lost memory, shapes who we are. Trust, love finding you in the dark, giving you the strength to fight something huge.
It definitely makes you think about What might be hidden beneath the surface of, well, everything we think we know? And that final question the sources leave us with, sparked by the architect's betrayal.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. He thought the world would reject the truth, silence it out of fear.
Right. After hearing everything Ava went through to get it out there, what do you think? Does the world really want the unvarnished truth, especially when it's that disruptive, that potentially terrifying? Or was the architect right?
Yeah.
Something to chew on for sure.